Hello, and welcome back to Mark Clemens Postcards. You see the postcard pups there, Ellie and Lucy. They also say hello. I told you in a recent video about a trip I made to see a dealer that I hadn't seen in about 10 years. He's an antiques dealer, but he also dabbles in postcards, and he has a pretty good eye for them. And so I had a chance to go see him a couple weeks ago, and I bought some postcards from him while I was there. So this video is to show you what I got there. And so without further ado, let's take a look.
Okay, I bought this album a couple weeks ago from a dealer I hadn't seen in a while, and just go through it kind of quickly here. We see in the front here, State College, Pennsylvania. Some more State College, Pennsylvania. I'll move around to this side, make it do it a little bit easier. This old album is kind of brittle. Some more State College, Pennsylvania. A lot of school buildings. Here we have some cards from Marion, Pennsylvania. A couple regular views, some real photos there. I'm going to assume those are also from the Marion, Pennsylvania area. We looked at some of the backs of these cards, and they all seem to be sent to the same person. So this is someone's personal collection from the early 1900s. Here we have Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. More Chambersburg, PA. Here we have Cincinnati, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. Philadelphia. There's a Union Bridge, Maryland over here. Some Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Williams Grove, Pennsylvania. Marion, Ohio. Looks like a foreign card there. There's Colorado. Some Maryland views here. Advertising card, Case Engine, doing a hill climbing stunt. Here we have some back in Pennsylvania, some Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Mount Gretna, Pennsylvania. Mount Gretna again, Harrisburg, Baltimore, Maryland. Greenville, Ohio, I see. Warren, Ohio. Warren, Ohio. Warren, Ohio. There's a Westfield, New York. Greetings from Warren. There's a felt pennant card. Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Williamsport over here. Here we have some New York City, some caverns, some more Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. New York City, some buildings there. Here we have some Atlantic City views, Steel Pier. More Atlantic City. Some bathing beauties there. More Atlantic City. Atlantic City is a very plentiful card. Awful lot of views come out of there. But you find some pretty interesting once in a while. Some more Atlantic City. There's lifeboat drill there. More Atlantic City. Hotels. Shoreline. I see Hagerstown, Maryland. And couple more, or another Atlantic City. Colorado Springs, Colorado. Looks like Gettysburg. Some views at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. More Gettysburg. More Gettysburg. These also are pretty plentiful, and the majority of them are don't go for a lot of money. Occasionally you can find something unusual. Here I see Niagara, some more Gettysburg, Niagara Falls, New York, Washington, D.C., Kittanning, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania. Back to Ohio, Athens and Ohio, Warren, Ohio, Warren, New York City. There's a nice factory, Larkin Factory, fold out, Buffalo, New York. More New York City views. New York City. I guess I don't have to tell you how plentiful those are. Back to Ohio, some more views of Warren, Ohio. Some Maryland views over here, Hagerstown, Keedysville. That sounds like a small town. Probably can do something good with that. Here we have Baltimore again, some Philadelphia, the Detroit, Michigan, Buffalo, New York, Harrisburg, Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, Atlantic City, Valley Forge. Is a railroad station in Valley Forge. Some more Valley Forge views. New York City again. What do we have here? Hard to see. Trenton, New Jersey. Buffalo, New York. Oops. Page came out, but no big deal. This album is going to go in the trash once these cards are removed. It's in pretty brittle condition. New York City, there's an interior restaurant view. Chambersburg, Atlantic City, Columbia, South Carolina. Kennett Square, PA. Bloomington, Indiana. Page stick together there. Trenton, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Shippensburg, PA, couple more Atlantic City, Shamokin, PA, Eaglesmere, PA. Let's see. Newport, Rhode Island, Fort Slocum, New York. A page of nothing. Here we have Chicago, Millville, New Jersey, Collegewood, New Jersey. These are Canton, Ohio. More of Canton, Ohio over here. So again, back to Gettysburg. A couple of views there. Real photo of a giant cypress. Real photo of the oldest schoolhouse, St. Augustine, Florida. Another big trees. Real photo. Real photo, I can't quite make out the writing. Just some unidentified, as a group of people, some unidentified things. Some more people I don't know. Real photos. You can go over there, sir, with them. Canton, Ohio. Almost through it here. Wilkes-Barre, PA. Buffalo, New York. Bristol, PA. And another Bristol, PA. I have some other cards coming up, not in this album, that I'm going to show you from Bristol, PA. Columbia, PA. Let's see, what else do we have? Parkersburg, West Virginia, New York City, Cumberland, Maryland. Almost through. Cincinnati, Ohio. Ocean City, New Jersey, Atlantic City again. Some more State College, PA, Springfield, Illinois. Camp Dix, New Jersey. A few military cards there you can see. I can't see what that says over there. Philadelphia, PA, Atlantic City. Niagara Falls. Haven't seen too many of those, fortunately. Columbia, PA, and Columbia, South Carolina. Some military views here. And some more Columbia, South Carolina military views. And that's it for that album. Okay, I want to show you a few more postcards I got from this dealer. First up, we have Fran's Curb Service near Donegal, Pennsylvania. And you see that's a beautiful roadside card. Got Pepsi-Cola signs there. Little stand says sandwiches, ice cream, coffee. And you might notice over here there's a little lake. I'm going to show you a modern day picture of what this looks like now.
This is the same scene as viewed today. This is Brady's Restaurant in Donegal, PA. The Brady family has operated this for about 60 years. They bought it from the original owner, Fran, and it was, as you saw on that postcard originally, and they've expanded it many times over the years to what you see here today. It's a pretty popular restaurant in the area, and as a matter of fact, my wife and I just had breakfast there this past Saturday. They have a really nice breakfast buffet, and we went over for that and enjoyed it a lot. So this is a good example of past and present. And as I pointed out on the postcard, behind this restaurant is a little pond, and it's famous for the ducks that like to make it their home. There are almost always ducks floating in the pond or coming in and out or walking around the property on the back. The lake is here, and it goes behind the building. Actually, two separate ponds. And you can watch the ducks do their thing as you eat. There's plenty of big windows out the back of the building here that you can watch the ducks. And it's a very popular thing, especially with children, to go out there and feed the ducks.
Next, we have the Hausnick Motor Company in Bloomsburg, PA. You can see that's a Ford garage. See the sign up there. Nice real photo. Here's some gas pumps over here. That's postally unused. Here is Sambo's Restaurant in Palm Springs, California. You don't see those around anymore. And you can see some nice old cars there parked outside. Chrome era card, postally unused. Here we have Cindy's Diner and Restaurant that was in west of Providence, Rhode Island. You see, again, a Chrome era card. It's unused, but it does have some writing here on the back. Nice roadside view. Here we have a dairy bar. This is, I don't have the specific location here. The dealer did tell me where this was, but I didn't write it down, so I'll have to ask him about it. This is a real photo. This is in the Altoona, Pennsylvania area, and this the real neat close-up view of the old style of ice cream stand. Actually got two of those cards. Here's a small child on a donkey or a burro. My understanding was in the early 1900s, photographers would come around the neighborhood with a pony or a horse or such as this, a donkey, and asked to take your child's picture on the horse or the donkey or whatever. So this was something they did back in the early 1900s, a way for the photographer to drum up a little business, I guess. And I've seen multiple different views like this. A couple loose cards I picked up. Here is the Brethren Church in Hooversville, Pennsylvania. Nice real photo card. It is postally used in 1909. sent from Hooversville to Johnstown, PA. Here's the Oddfellow Cemetery in Berlin, Pennsylvania, also postally used in 1908, sent from Berlin to Somerset, Pennsylvania. Here is the Victor Brewing Company in Jeannette, Pennsylvania. This is a nice linen card. You can see that it's unused. The town of Jeannette was famous for glass-making plants. Several glass-making plants were there in the early 1900s up through the 30s and 40s. They're no longer in existence, and Victor Brewing is no longer in existence either. Next, we have a chrome card. This is a view in Storyland, which was an amusement park near Shellsburg, Pennsylvania. This is Old MacDonald's barn. And another view from there is here, the old late woman in the shoe, also at Storyland in Shellsburg. And this park no longer exists, but some of these attractions in the park still exist, and there are people who are trying to preserve that. Here's an interesting card. This is King Kong hugging one of the buildings at the World Trade Center. It says, "I love New York." This is a Continental card, postally unused. I've sold a lot of views of the World Trade Center, and I have to say I've never seen this particular one. This is interesting, so I couldn't pass that one up. Next is a set of cards, or a series of cards, and I find these very interesting just because of the subject matter. This is the Harriman's shipbuilding yard in Bristol, Pennsylvania, and these cards sort of go in a sequence of events that sort of takes you from the beginning of the process through to the end. Here you see outside, you can see the workmen. I don't know if they're leaving for the day or coming to work, but that's the exterior of the shipyard, and there's the workers there. Here you see an interior view. This says the plate shop. I'm sure that's where they cut and fabricated plate, metal plate for the hull of the ship. Here's the wet dock, an outside view where you can see a lot of different buildings and materials and things piled up in the yard. Another view of the wet dock and one of the cranes they had there for moving pieces around. Again, a crane in the yard used to move materials around. Here we have larger cranes that are actually positioned around the gantry where the ship is built. This is for moving materials and pieces of the structure into place when they're assembling the ship. Another view of those cranes is viewed from the water, looking back towards the gantry. You can see the ship here in the middle that's partially completed as they work on that. Here's a front view of the ship. It's getting along pretty good at this point. You can see the bow of the ship and the scaffolding set up around there as they work on that. Down here it says ready to launch. Here it says ready to hit the water. Again, they're preparing to launch the ship. It's not completely finished at this stage, but once it reaches a certain point, they put it into the water, and then they can finish outfitting it from there and frees up the gantry there to start building another ship. Here's just moments after the ship was launched. It says the ways. Just after launching, you can see the ship out here in the water. And here's the workmen cleaning up after that operation, I guess. This one is titled Just After the Launching. You can see the ship here. And there's a tugboat and they're maneuvering it into position. Again, another view of the launching as the ship's hitting the water there. Now here the ship is tied up at the dock, and they're in the process of finishing out the structure of the ship as well as the interior finishing work. A view from the water again of that. You can see the crane moving some things into position. It looks like they're actually maybe working on two ships simultaneously there. Another view of working on those ships from a water view looking back in. And from this view, it looks like we might have three ships in process there. And lastly, the finished product as it sits proudly in the water, ready to be put into service. I think this is a really neat series. This is 16 cards here, and I'm a little torn as to whether I should sell these individually or keep them as a set, because I think as a set they tell a really neat story, and for a collector of industry or shipbuilding or what have you, that's a pretty cool set of cards there.
Okay, that's all I have to show you for now, but I'm always on the hunt for postcards, so when I bag some more, I will be back to show you those. In the meantime, please give me a like if you enjoyed this video, and please just subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. See you next time.